In this video, I'm gonna rank every single mythic shotgun in Fortnite history from worst to best. My only caveat in the beginning of this video is that this list will not include the Chapter 3 Reality Sapling mythics, so that's gonna be the Prime Shotgun, the Auto Shotgun, and the Striker Shotgun. Those mythics will not be on this list, but everything else is fair game. And if you go on to enjoy this video, be sure to leave this video a like, use code TYFRYZ in the Fortnite item shop whenever you purchase any item, and yeah, let's get right into this list. At my number 13 spot, far and away the worst mythic shotgun in Fortnite history, it is the Spire Assassin's Primal Shotgun. This is just an absolutely brutal shotgun. To this day, I still don't know why 2-round burst shotguns exist. My problem here with this shotgun is just the pellet spread is so wide. You don't even stand a chance if you're past, like, I don't know, 5-10 meters with this shotgun. Chapter 2 Season 6 in its entirety is just an absolute nightmare, and this weapon is one of the reasons why it was absolutely broken on launch, don't get me wrong, but in its current state, this is not a great shotgun whatsoever. At number 12, I have the Enhanced Oni Shotgun from Chapter 6 Season 1. And man, I gotta be honest with you guys, this weapon is horrible. I know it did recently just get a massive buff. They buffed the damage across like all rarities by like 9 or 10 damage, which is a crazy buff. But still, it's not a big enough buff to make this shotgun usable. This thing is terrible. It is far and away the worst shotgun in Chapter 6 Season 1. I don't think that's a hot take. It's just that fire rate is so brutally slow. It's like you shoot one shot, you're just waiting. Come on, let me fire the second shot. It's got decent range, I guess, and at 110 damage for a body shot, yeah, you can get some decent work done maybe, but more times than not, I have no interest in carrying the Oni shotgun. At number 11, I have another Chapter 6 Season 1 shotgun. It is the Enhanced Twin Fire Auto Shotgun. Again, like, this is just a really weak shotgun, and it gets totally outclassed by the Sentinel Pump Shotgun. 10 out of 10 times you should be taking the Sentinel Pump over the Twin Fire. And not to mention that this is a fully auto shotgun, and it will say 14 shells in the mag, but you only actually get 7 shots because you shoot 2 shells per shot. Simply put it, a fully auto shotgun with a DPS of 157 is just not enough. There are so many better fully auto shotguns that are going to be on this list, and I'll talk about those when I get there. But yeah, the Twin Fire Auto Shotgun really lacks in a lot of categories, and I think it does belong at the bottom of this list. At my number 10 spot is going to be Megalodon's Combat Shotgun from Chapter 5 Season 3, and I have to explain a little bit on this one because I think some people are going to be confused. As most of you watching this video probably know, I am a builds player. I do not play a lot of zero build, and the Combat Shotgun is really not the best shotgun for builds mode, right? You can see why. But in zero build, this was the go-to shotgun, and anytime I would ever watch any zero build content, especially any high-level zero build player, Megalodon's Combat Shotgun was always the weapon they all wanted, and for obvious reasons, right? You get great accuracy, a great fire rate, lower damage, but in zero build, when people aren't building, you can hit those shots 4, 5, 6 times in a row with a shotgun. It's definitely a decent shotgun. It's nothing crazy, but it's definitely not terrible, and definitely not the worst mythic shotgun we've ever seen. At number 9, I've got Mysterio's Sovereign Shotgun from Chapter 5 Season 4, and to be honest with you guys, I was never a Sovereign Shotgun fan. It's like a weird hybrid between a tac shotgun and a pump shotgun, right? It has a decent fire rate, and it has a wider pellet spread, and so in that sense, it fires kind of like a tac shotgun, but it does some pretty decent damage, especially when you aim down sights, and in that sense, kind of acts like a pump shotgun. If I remember correctly, I think it actually has a faster fire rate from the hip and then a slower fire rate from aim down sights. I believe that's how it went. 105 damage is actually really good here. Of course, you couldn't one-shot headshot, but 105 damage for a weapon with a decently fast fire rate, I mean, you can get some serious work done. Again, like, the Sovereign Shotgun as a whole is not my favorite shotgun. It's not a shotgun that I would pick out of the bunch. It kind of reminds me of like a lever action shotgun a little bit, but it's certainly not the worst mythic shotgun we've ever seen, and you're slowly starting to get into like this middle decent part of the list. Anyways, at number 8 is the Enhanced Infiltrator Pump Shotgun. You'll notice this is the first pump shotgun to be on this list. To this point, we've seen a lot of like lower damage, fully auto shotguns, stuff like that, but the Infiltrator Pump Shotgun, obviously, is the first pump we've seen, and it is a relatively underwhelming pump shotgun, I should say. Again, this is another shotgun that was kind of trying to act as like a hybrid between a pump and attack, and I don't think it did it successfully. 97 base body shot damage is really not good, and I think you could try and make an argument that Mysterio Sovereign Shotgun is better than this. I will say I do think the tighter pellet spread of the Infiltrator Pump Shotgun, obviously that equals greater accuracy and higher damage numbers typically at those longer ranges. To me, I value that more than what the Mysterio Sovereign Shotgun brings to the table. This is a shotgun that I'm not crazy about. It hasn't actually come back since it was in the game in Chapter 4, Season 4, and at this point, it actually may never come back. It's a really forgotten about Fortnite weapon. At number 7, we've got Peter Griffin's Hammer Pump Shotgun from Chapter 5, Season 1, and unfortunately, this weapon got really overshadowed by Oscar's Frenzy Auto Shotgun, which was just the absolute dominant shotgun that season. But Peter Griffin's Hammer Pump Shotgun is nothing really to scoffle about. It's pretty decent. Obviously, I just talked about the Infiltrator Pump Shotgun. Obviously, that shotgun did 97 base damage, but now you look at Peter Griffin's Hammer Pump Shotgun, that does 108. And if you hit every single pellet to the head, this weapon can do 199 headshot damage. I know, what a tease, it can't do 200, but 199 is pretty damn close. This weapon just suffers from a really slow fire rate at 0.7, but obviously if you're going to have big headshot damage like that, you got to offset it with a slow fire rate. Again, you did have a decently tight pellet spread, and unfortunately for this shotgun, again, it was just overshadowed by Oscar's Frenzy Auto Shotgun, which we'll talk about coming up soon. And well, speaking of it, at a number 6 spot is Oscar's Frenzy Auto Shotgun. What a shotgun this was, and I'm kind of surprised it didn't end up within the top 5, but Mythic shotguns are some of the best weapons in Fortnite history. They are the best of the best, and this weapon just falls outside of that top 5. I mentioned earlier in the video how the Twin Fire Auto Shotgun had a DPS of something like 140. Well, Oscar's Frenzy Auto Shotgun, again, both fully auto shotguns, this one has a DPS of 171. That is elite. 78 damage to the body with a critical headshot damage of 136. You are putting in some serious damage to players with this weapon, and it is one of the best fully auto shotguns we have ever gotten, for sure, 100%. There is absolutely a valid argument that this weapon should be higher up on the list, but unfortunately, I do actually think it gets beat out by another fully auto shotgun. And that shotgun is the Enhanced Drum Shotgun at my number 5 spot. And we just kind of keep moving up the DPS chains. I just talked about a DPS of 170 for Oscar's Frenzy Auto Shotgun. Well, how about a DPS of 194 for this weapon? That's absurd. Obviously, 65 damage a shot is not as good as the Frenzy Auto Shotgun, but you get a better fire rate here, and you get a crucial ability when you aim down sights. It becomes this super tight pellet spread. It almost looks like a slug. And what that gives you is incredible range. Like, you have a fully auto shotgun that at close range is an absolute bully. It's just going to dominate anything, and you can even play at those middle ranges with this weapon and still do serious damage down range. It's a super versatile shotgun, and I think it just kind of goes forgotten about because it was in Chapter 4, Season 3, which I think a lot of people regard as one of the worst seasons of all time. I mean, with 12 shells in the mag, this thing is just an absolute bulldozer and 100% one of the best Mythic shotguns of all time. At number 4, we have Kit's Charge Shotgun, and in case you didn't know, this weapon actually has the highest body shot damage of any weapon in Fortnite history. That is going to be 156 damage when fully charged. Think about how crazy that is. 156 body shot damage. It's honestly crazy for me to even say that. Again, obviously, that is contingent on you fully charging up the weapon, which of course your opponent can hear and, you know, try and work off of. And it takes a lot of skill to use the charge shotgun, but you are rewarded tenfold if you're good at it. And with the body shot damage being that high, obviously that means the headshot damage is very high. Obviously, over 200 damage, you can one pump, and any shotgun where you can one pump immediately is one of the best of all time. Being able to, at least in builds mode, totally wipe out and just eliminate anybody with a single tap of the trigger is so valuable. You cannot understate the importance of having that in a shotgun, and that's one of the reasons why it's so high on this list. The only reason it's not higher is because of how hard this weapon is to use. It is really difficult to use, to fully charge up, hold the trigger while, you know, doing whatever you got to do, and also landing that 200 plus. That is a really tough job, but if you are able to kind of work around that and use this weapon effectively, it is one of the best weapons in Fortnite history. I'm just going to say it. Moving on to number 3, I have a Chapter 6 Season 1 weapon. That is the Enhanced Sentinel Pump Shotgun, and if you're anything like me, this kind of caught you by surprise how good this pump is. The Sentinel Pump Shotgun, quote unquote, has a slow fire rate, but it's 0.85 is its fire rate. And I talked about Peter Griffin's Hammer Pump Shotgun, how that has a slow fire rate. That is at 0.7. And not only does this weapon weapon do even more damage and it has a higher fire rate, it can one pump. I believe at this point, I think it does 205 damage to the head. That is insane. And obviously, like I said before, any weapon that has the ability to eliminate a player with a single pull of the trigger, that is going to be all the way up on this list. 119 damage for a body shot is a super beefy shot. And yeah, I was really surprised when Chapter 6 launched just how strong this shotgun is, and it clearly outclasses every other Chapter 6 shotgun so far. But honestly, these next two weapons are just in a league of their own. At my number 2 spot is Cerberus's Gatekeeper shotgun from Chapter 5 Season 2. There is 100% an argument that this should be the number 1 spot. I mean, it is clearly one of the best Fortnite weapons of all time. It is so broken. It is stupidly strong, and the only reason it's not at the number 1 spot is because the weapon that is at that spot is just as stupidly strong. I just can't believe this weapon exists in its current state. I mean, it feels like whenever you shoot this weapon, you're always landing like 80, 90, 100 damage. It's really just that good. The Gatekeeper shotgun on its own was super strong, so then to give it a mythic version, I mean, this was like the holy grail of weapons in Chapter 5 Season 2. You just had to get your hands on it. It's got a stupidly quick fire rate, and you can fire off those 3 shells back to back to back, and then you have a speed mag on it, so then you can just kind of keep spraying. This shotgun is unbelievable, but it is actually slightly beat out in my opinion. And it's beat out by our number 1 spot. That is the Enhanced Havoc Pump shotgun. And I genuinely believe that this is a top 3 weapon in Fortnite history. That is insane to say. 138 base damage for a pump shotgun. That is unbelievable. I mean, I just talked about the Sentinel pump shotgun. That was 119 damage. Kit's charge shotgun, you have to spend all that time to charge it up and shoot it, and that has 156 damage. So not terribly far off is the Enhanced Havoc Pump shotgun from that. You are doing well over 200 headshot damage, and combine this with a kinetic blade, maybe chucking a legendary slurp juice there, you are seriously untouchable. You are unkillable. And I mean, please bring back the Chapter 4 Season 2 meta, man. This thing was unbelievable. In my opinion, it is the best mythic shotgun of all time. And yes, it is better than the Spaz shotgun. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that ranking video. If you would like to see me rank other mythic weapons in different classes, like every mythic AR or every mythic SMG, let me know in the comment section down below, and I can definitely make that happen. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We are at 60,000 subscribers. We are only 40% away from hitting 100,000, and you're gonna want to see what I have planned for the 100,000 subscriber special. Went on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave it a like, and I will catch you guys in the next one. As always, peace.